Hello, this is the presentation about the project made by University of Waterloo students in collaboration with the Teachers Without Frontier. Teachers Without Frontier is a continuous professional development program to empower teachers, particularly in the remote areas of Pakistan. The initiative is envisioned as a movement for teachers to augment their knowledge through a wide range of innovative learning opportunities. The program aims to connect primary, secondary level teachers from all the education system with the experts and peers to attain the professional excellence both individually and collectively. The program is embedded in the practice of blended learning, combining face-to-face instruction with technology-enabled learning fueled by innovations and practices that work. Our main role was to improve the education system in the remote areas of Pakistan. Our team was assigned to deliver the complete package of e-learning resources for the grade 5 general science curriculum. Our aim was to find the fun activities which interest students and the teachers, such as Android applications, games, interactive tutorials which should meet the student learning objectives of every unit. Project design. Project design is the most important phase of the project, where project's key feature, structure, criteria for success, and major deliverables are planned out. Project goals. The project goals were decided upon the final agreement of Mr. Umar Fahim, Dr. Peter Carr, and the project team. Some of the goals are the submitted resources must be open source and easily accessible by the teachers of Pakistan. The resources must match the expected quality for a client. The project team will send weekly progress reports and content documents for verifying the quality of the work. Accessing the resources. The second step of the project design was to find out whether we have enough resources required for the successful completion of the project. It can be fulfilled by analyzing the capability of the team members and as well as finding out the amount of resources available for the team to successfully complete the project. All the team members have experience and were well prepared for the research on the digital content using different search engines. Objectives, deliverables, and drafting a visual aid. The project plan was drafted by distributing the project responsibilities while taking consideration of every team member availability throughout the project development phase. For getting a visual aid, all the project milestones were put into the Gantt chart so that the client can have a clear picture of our milestones as well as the project team can keep a regular eye on the project progress. Evaluation and monitoring plan. Deciding the evaluation and monitoring plan is one of the important part of the project. To make sure the project is progressing in the right direction, an internal evaluation process and criteria was set up by the project team members. The internal evaluation process includes a weekly updating of a quality control log which was filled by quality manager after checking the quality of the work submitted by the team members. Project contingency plan. It is important to assess the risk continually and develop plans to address them. At any stage of the project, we have our change management plan in hand if any situation demands so. Implementation of project design. The project was implemented in 3 phases. In the initial stage, project plan was documented and was validated from the client. In the intermediate stage, the links for the different units were collected on the weekly basis and further the links were undergone through the peer review. In the final stage, it was ensured that all the SLOs were covered and the project report were documented with the final video presentation. Implementation strategy. Weekly meetings were conducted with Dr. Peter Carr for making sure that the project is going in the right direction. Also, a bi-weekly evaluation and meeting was done with the client on the submitted resources. Further, we had used platforms like WhatsApp, Skype, and Google Drive for internal meeting and data exchange purpose. And further, if the feedback from the client and the Dr. Peter Carr demand any changes in the submitted work, then immediate actions were taken into the account for successful delivery of the revised resources. Roles and responsibilities of each team member are as follows. Abhishek Thapliyal was responsible for managing the project. Hakam Singh was responsible for the schedule management and improvising content after receiving the feedback. Sanket Vaibhav was responsible for evaluating the content and maintaining the quality standard. Navrisham Bhullar was handling the internal disputes and reviewing the activities for the compliance with the standards. Farzan maintained the communication between the team members and was responsible for the weekly meetings with the client. Jian Wang was responsible for efficiently identifying and handling the risk. These are the quality objectives which should be kept in the mind while working on the project. Deliverable contents were clear and met the client requirements. All the management process was properly followed across the project duration. Before submitting each resource, it was ensured that the quality was maintained by selecting each of the resource with the minimum advertisement and were covering the curriculum for the SLO. The downloadable resource were working properly for the Android and Windows platform. Every effort was put by each group member to accomplish their task in a timely manner. Initially, one of the team members left the team, because of which the work was redistributed among the other team members. In the intermediate phase of the project, the client ordered for the change in the format structure of the submission, which was need to be accounted for the future submissions. A proper change management plan was followed to resolve the issues effectively and easily. Due to the complexity of various SLOs, few issues came in finding the top priority resources for some of the subunits. Data analysis and inferences. Data collection. Grade 5 General Science curriculum comprises of 10 units and 56 subunits. Further, it was ensured that each of the resources had 70 to 100% coverage of SLOs. The image reflects the format in which the resources were submitted, which incorporated descriptors such as resource type, comments, assignee, and status. So, there was a filter on the type of resources to be searched. As per the client requirements, some of the priority-wise resources from higher to lower were games, Android applications, quiz or assessments, web tutorials, and videos. Considering the team performance, in total 347 links were found, which comes out to be average of 35 resources per unit. From the graph, it can be visualized that in some of the units, the number of resources were less than the average. This is due to the fact that the particular unit contained less number of subunits. The pie chart shows the percentage of different type of resources in the project. The web tutorial comprises of 52% of the total number of resources, and the lowest priority video resources were only 10% of the overall resources. Rest 90% resources were of top priority. It is understood from the table given in the slide that the most of the resources collected for each unit were web tutorial and quizzes, which in total comprised of more than 60% of the resource in a particular unit. Also, the client preference was taken care and the video resources for every unit were least as compared to the other resource type. Project outcome. Our team has successfully submitted the resources to the TWF organization. All the student learning objectives were achieved for the grade 5 general science curriculum, and the resources were submitted for every unit. All the resources were free and open source. They can be accessed from anywhere for learning purposes. Further, the client graded all the e-learning resources as appropriate. These are some of the references. Thank you.